Hello everyone, today we're working on this SD40-2 and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've had this for a while. It's just been sitting on my shelf, but really it's mint. Look at this beautiful engine. So this goes well with my other CN stuff. So we're going to convert this today to DCC and sound. And it's the Death Star paint scheme, and it's got ditch lights already, so that won't be a lot of work. But I like the level of detail. I just really like how this engine looks. Just a real beauty. So we'll do the conversion to DCC and sound today. This is what I'm using for decoder. Excel systems. Just set that aside for a second. Give you a bit of info about them. So this is my instruction sheet and tells you how to put it all together. All the CVs, and here's the contact information for the guy. Basically just Google Excel Systems DCC. It'll take you right to their website. And hit the last page there. So perfect. All the functions. So these are really neat. I like them, and they're affordable. So let's get to work on that. To remove the shell, I use the box method. So it's super easy. They give you also a little bit of extra stuff. I think it's just the coupler pins. And we'll just use the box method. So you just set the steps on the side of the box there, and eventually the frame will drop. Probably the best way not to damage anything. Here we go. Easy breezy, Japanesey. So this is basically brand new, so I don't have to do any cleaning to it. A lot of times I buy used engines and I'll clean them up. So a lot of his decoders, a lot of the Excel Systems decoders, you just pulled the frame, the little circuit board back to remove it. A lot of his decoders, they have the ears with them, but for the SD40, for some reason, it doesn't include them. So yeah, we have to recycle them, which is okay. These are not soldered in from the factory, so they're really easy to remove. Just take your time, just wiggle them out. I don't know if for the new board, if I'm gonna put them in with a little bit of solder. I'm thinking, let's just see how these fit first, but I'm thinking if I can avoid it, I will. And these are very symmetric, so you don't have to worry too much about. Actually fits in there very tight. You don't have to worry too much about. Wow, this is beautiful. Which side goes where, because they're very symmetric. So that actually goes in very tight, so that's good. I don't think I'm gonna have to do any soldering to this. I would put this in the category of an easy project, actually. But you'll see, we might run into some difficulty here. Well, I ended up breaking the little pin under here, so I did have to solder them in the end. But not a very hard solder. Then let's just see if this is gonna fit right out of the box. So be careful with these two little pins here. These contact the motor. Oh, and you know, I almost forgot. You have to put Kapton tape all over here. Don't take any chances with that. Also, don't forget these pins here have to contact the frame. There's 4 pins for that. And so don't forget to don't put Kapton tape here. So they have to contact the frame, but everywhere else should be protected. Make it as neat as you can. And then we'll reunite the circuit board with the frame. And then take your time, see how well it fits, because that might be a challenge. I know Kato, they have very strict tolerances for everything. So Excel systems, you might have to do a little bit of tweaking. So you bring it in nice and slow, and then we'll see how good it can fit. See, now I have to remove a little bit of material on each side here. So I do it with my my X-Acto. Gotta be very careful not to cut any of these lines. So I will do it with my X-Acto like this, but I do it under a lot of magnification just to be sure to get it perfect. So this board is very thick compared to the Kato board. Also, I have to make this corner very straight down. It's rounded a little bit, so I have to make it very 90 degrees, and you have to be very careful not to cut these little lines here. So I'll do that also with my my X-Acto knife. But that also I do it under magnification, so I'm sure not to cut anything. So take your time for that. We're almost there. As you bring it down, just this pin will naturally go under, but you have to press this pin to make sure that it goes under that tab. So we're almost there. Oh, I forgot I should put some Kapton tape here on the side, because you do not want your motor to contact the track directly. That would be bad. With a little bit of trial and error and managed to put it in, still very tight. What I ended up doing in that part meeting is confused with my grammar. And I got it again a little bit hard, but I think with the fell on, it's going to change. It was looking good. Before I put the fell on, I'm going to go try it out on track. Initial programming, I like to go on the program track. So let's go on the program track. Use program track, enter. Ah, that's a good sign. And standard. So decoder manufacturer 142. Perfect. The decoder version 0. Perfect. Set up short address. Yes. 003. Perfect. Activate this address. Yes. Long address. It's going to be 6250. So long address 6250. Enter. Activate this address. Yes. And then all the other stuff the configuration, we're gonna just skip everything else. skip that too, and then escape. Hey, we're up and running. Perfect. I took my microphone off because the microphone has some noise reduction features. You can't hear the engine very well. So to shut down the engine, you press F8 3 times. And then there's a nice startup sequence. Press F8 again, or the headlight. So let's just cycle through the features. So we have the headlight, the bell, the horn, and then let's try moving forward. And then reverse. So everything seems to be working perfectly. Alright, let's put that shell back on. I'm a little curious to see how this is gonna fit. Feels a bit high, but we'll see. Maybe it's gonna be okay. I've got several of these Excel systems in a Kato, and they all fit great. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Alright. And now it's time to run some trains. I've got these 4 other Illinois Central SD40-2s. I haven't used them in a while. I've got to sort them out, figure out which one is DCC, which one isn't. So I'm gonna do that now. So this one is slightly weathered. It doesn't look too bad. Now that one has an MRC decoder. So it feels a lot like the Excel system, but still it's pretty neat. The headlight's very pale though, but it runs great. This one, the shell is in like new condition, and it's got Digitrax no sound decoder. There we go. That also runs beautiful. This one has a mystery decoder. When I look for a decoder version, it just says 0, but it's pretty high end. Whenever I let off the throttle, it puts on the brakes. So I really like this decoder. Maybe it's ESU or another high-end decoder. It's super nice. So that's really neat. This one's another model rectifier. So very similar to the Excel systems. So the shell also is very nice, minty. I went ahead and I labeled everything properly, so now I know what's what. I'm gonna run this one here, the unit with no sound, and we'll make a nice consist, and that's gonna be fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.